Today we're going to talk about something called the ensuing loss provision and the hidden damage clause. These are provisions that might be in your policy that would allow at least partial coverage for something that would otherwise be excluded. I'll give you a few examples. If you live in an older house and you've got a tile shower and the shower pan underneath it is old and it starts to develop a small leak, which causes seepage, and you end up with wet rot, and eventually you find it on your ceiling below the bathroom. This is something that would normally be excluded as wear and tear or possibly mechanical defect. Heck, if you have a new house and the shower pan was just installed incorrectly, then you'd have faulty construction or poor workmanship that would be excluded. Both of these provisions might have an ensuing loss provision that would say any ensuing loss caused by these excluded events that are not otherwise excluded themselves in the policy would be covered. So any damage caused by that wear and tear and the shower pan failing could be covered. Now, if there's exclusions in the policy for seepage, meaning a leak that goes on over a long period of time, possibly causes fungi, or has wet rot involved. If you don't have a hidden damage clause that says this would be excluded unless it's hidden behind walls, ceilings, or floors, and unknown to the insured at the time of loss, then you might not have coverage anyway. But with that hidden damage clause, even seepage and things that are happening over a long period of time could be covered. So with a faulty shower pan, either because it's old or just installed incorrectly, or somebody used a box knife wrong when they installed the thing, if that leak is occurring, the ensuing loss caused by that could be included, even though it normally would be completely excluded. I'll give you another example. If you just had your roof replaced, but the contractor didn't replace the flashing even though it was rusted, or even though it had nail holes all in it, that's called poor workmanship or faulty construction, improper repairs, improper maintenance. All of that is excluded. But if water gains access to your home because of that faulty construction or poor workmanship, with the ensuing loss provision, any ensuing loss caused by it would be covered. You start seeing a ceiling stain because of flashing problems, that's an ensuing loss caused by improper construction. Now, it had to get through a lot to get down to your ceiling. All the insulation absorbs all that water. The decking absorbed quite a bit of water. If the decking on your roof now has wet rot and you have the hidden damage clause and it's hidden behind the ceiling, then even that wet rot could be included. The key on that one is, though, if the ensuing loss provision excludes all damages related to that same system and it has that terminology in it, then the decking may be considered part of the same system that failed from faulty construction, and maybe the decking wouldn't be included. But if it doesn't have that language and we have to replace the decking and it is included with that ensuing loss provision, the roof has to come off in order to replace the decking. So even though the flashing wouldn't be included because that's where the faulty construction occurred, you might end up with a roof replacement anyway because we have to remove the roof to take care of the ensuing loss that's caused. These are provisions in your policy that have a lot of very specific language. Semantics really matter in this case. You need somebody involved that knows how to read these things, how to interpret the policy properly, so that you don't end up filing a claim that you don't have any coverage for. Get us involved early. Get a good public adjuster on your claim. Let us deal with the bull.